Hello and welcome to another update video about CRO. Here as well is one of the coins which came into our green support area to find support in the larger, in this larger wave 2 support area. Found support just about at the 78.6 Fib retrace, which is at 6.15 cents. Just below that, we've got the 88.7 Fib level. It so far did not need to test it. If we zoom out to the 4-hour chart, you can see that CRO rallied in what I believe was a wave 1, came down in an A wave, rallied in an overshooting B wave, and now came down in a C wave. That C wave could be finished. It could also just be working on its 4th wave. So for me, that means as long as we stay below resistance and the red level here, or the red zone, is the resistance for wave 4, as long as that's the case, we need to expect another drop. So that resistance area is between 6.99 cents and 7.3 cents. A break above, especially if it is an impulsive break, a break above that 50% retracement would indicate that a low has been made and that this wave 2 is indeed over and that the price turned as expected in our green support area. However, just need to know that the move of those lows looks rather corrective at the moment. I can count 5 waves, but those 5 waves look messy, which means they don't look impulsive really. So I can really only count it as a 5-wave structure at the moment, as a diagonal. Or I would have to find a way to count it as a 1-2, 1-2 setup. But the wave 1 here looks like a 3-wave structure. So I have to count it as a diagonal, which is always less reliable than an impulse. With a diagonal, you always need to see proof, which means we need to see the 5 waves up, and then we need to see the 3 waves down. Basically, after a 5-wave move to the upside, you want to see an ABC structure to the downside to indicate a larger 1-2 setup, and if it then finds support, it can turn around and create the next impulse to the upside. These Fib levels in orange here, this is the support area for this 5-wave move, which means if we now come down from the current level, from the current high, it needs to hold 6.27 cents. A drop below that level will make a 1-2 setup and a following rally unlikely. It can still rally, but it would then most likely not be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern to the upside until we really break above that red zone in 5 waves. So a rally above 7.29 cents or 7.3. As long as that's the case, we have to be very much on the lookout that the move up could just be a 4th wave. That is still possible on the CRO chart. And I've noticed today that while Bitcoin, Ethereum look quite impulsive on their way up, okay, impulsive in the sense of it moves quite strongly. A lot of the altcoins don't look like that yet. So as always, the strong retracement which will come will tell the story. Bitcoin, Ethereum though are also only at the moment in their 3rd wave, I think. So they haven't created full 5 waves. So that leaves still a bit of doubt that we indeed are in a substantial breakout. But it has certainly a good chance, and it would be really good for it to turn around, because if it makes another low, it will come dangerously close to those December lows and will risk to invalidate the larger 1-2 setup. So here with CRO, those levels are relevant for further upside. Target-wise to the upside here in this 5th wave, well, it's a bit tricky because it's only a diagonal, but we can make an attempt here to count it. I mean, this could morph into something more bullish. We've seen it before that we could get maybe a 1-2, 1-2 setup out of this, but at the moment it looks just too choppy and a bit unreliable in terms of calculating targets here. But if I draw a trend channel here between the lows of waves 2 and 4 and add it to the wave 3 high, you can see that we've actually broken above. Now that can be a warning, typically when you see that, it could be that it's just doing a so-called throw over and will then break down to retest those lows. If you have a diagonal like that in 5 waves, sometimes the last wave will do a so-called throw over, where it breaks briefly above the channel and then comes down. That's likely because we are in resistance. So again, it just remains the view that we need to break above 7.3 cents to have more likelihood for a further continuation to the upside. And if it comes down, it needs to hold the 6.27 cent level to enable further upside with a good likelihood. Okay, that's my update with or about CRO. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.